I think as guys, we often place too much of an importance on our looks, when in reality, girls don't really care about our looks that much. Girls like you mostly for what you cannot see, the inners of you, rather than the physical looks. Yes, the first door is often looks to gain her attention, but with women, there's 1,000 more doors after that, which have absolutely nothing to do with looks. I have personally asked women, would they rather have all the traits that they're looking for in a man, i.e. ambitiousness, conversationalism, competitiveness, funny, emotionally secure, confident, and then have lower looks? Or would you rather have the perfect guy in terms of looks, but lacking everything else? And every single time without fail, they have told me they'd rather have all the traits, okay? So I'm a bold, short man, okay? And it really has not affected my dating life at all. And that's because I understand how women work. And how women work has almost nothing to do with looks. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, if you're some ugly fat guy and you're unhygienic and you're just out of shape, I'm not going to say that that's not going to affect your chances. Of course it will affect your chances. But what I'm saying is, being a perfectly good looking man that's 6 foot or higher and with a full head of hair does not count towards your success with women as nearly as you might think it does. So I'm going to give you a story. One time I went to this party with a few of my boys. It was to like a club / bar type of thing. And when we arrived there, I saw this guy with some of his boys with him. And he was 6'5", somewhat muscular, so in shape and toned, and a lighty. And you know that kind of like little voice in your head which you shouldn't really listen to? It told me, yeah, this guy's going to get all the girls at this party. You know, don't even try and compete with this guy. Like, he has it made. And that's what I thought as I walked into this club / bar. And you know me, I'm hezzy in it. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to give up. I'm not even going to try. This guy's going to get all the girls. Even though that thought was in my head, I'm still going to like try and do my thing. So as I've always taught you boys is, when you go to clubs where there's music and stuff like that, what you want to do is just focus on dancing and having fun with either your boys or by yourself. You don't want to be thinking about how you're going to get girls and chat up lines. You really want the girls to come to you, because most guys are going to do the most obvious thing and try and go to the girls, talk to them, flirt with them, rah, rah. What you want to do, this is the top tip, just dance and have fun. Like, close your eyes, dance to the music, enjoy yourself. And this is going to attract the women, okay? Always does. Okay, this is a top tip. So I started doing that, and because of my boys, they really can't dance like that, and they're very shy. You know those guys when you go to a club and they just surround the edges of the perimeter of the dance floor, and they just sit there, they drink, and they just look, and that's what happens at the beginning of like any club night, right? That's what my boys did. So I just left them to it. I went alone into the very center. I'm not no chick. I don't get why guys are so shy to like go to the center of a dance floor and just dance. It doesn't matter if you can dance or not. It doesn't matter if you're the best dancer. It doesn't matter if you're Michael Jackson. It doesn't matter if you've got all the moves and the grooves out of all the boys. Just go in there, dance. It's going to be a sign of value and attraction. So I did that, and I can dance pretty well. You know, depending on what culture you're asking. Most people say I can dance really well. So, well, that's my own race actually, which is kind of funny. But every other race but my own thinks I can dance very well, okay? The irony. Anyways, so I start doing that, and then lo and behold, all the girls just start coming in my vicinity. Now, they're never going to actually approach you and say, hi, my name is. Very few girls are going to do that. But what's going to happen is they're going to start to slowly circle around you, because your vibe is A1. You're not out there thirsty and desperate to get girls. You're not out there thinking that, oh my God, I've come out tonight, I've bought all my clothes, I've bought a wallet full of £100 worth of cash solely so I can get girls. They're looking at you and thinking, oh my God, this guy's just here to have fun. What a great guy. Let me come closer. This always happens without fail. Obviously, girls come in groups, right? They're going to start to circle you. Okay, and then they're gonna start like dancing around you, and them coming close to you is the sign they're trying to give off to you. So all you've got to do is just turn around, like look around and look at them and start dancing with them, like pat, 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 look straight into their eyes, and then the rest will follow, okay? So there might be 10 girls in that group. There's a certain connection you're going to get when you start dancing with the girl on the floor, and that will kind of lead you onto that. I'm going to choose this girl, okay? And then you're going to maybe say, oh, come to the side and when we go to the smoking area or go for a drink, whatever. And then you're going to talk to her properly and then go from there. Now, this whole time, this 6'5" light-skinned guy, yeah, chiseled as hell, taller than, like, I have to look up to see this guy. Okay, he's getting nobody, okay? He's trying to just forcefully go to the girls and try and approach them, but it's just not working, okay? And that just goes to show you how much more it matters about who you are than your looks as a man, okay? Because physically, this man had it all, but his results went nowhere. And in today's video, I want to just teach you some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years on how to be attractive to women, even when you have so-called defects, like being bold. I'm a bold man. Okay, I went bold at 25. And I'm short, I'm 5'8", and that's probably reaching. I'm probably more like 5'7", but shh, don't tell the girls, you know. But let's call me 5'8", innit? So by definition, most guys are taller than me at my age, and most guys have more hair than me at my age, because I am below average in height, and obviously most guys don't start balding until like 35, if that. So physically, I'm supposed to at this disadvantage. Oh my God, life is over for me. And I completely understand why guys think that it's over for them. Going bald for a lot of men is really the first time they actually are going through a problem in their life which they have no control over, okay? So it's like this: if you get fired from work, you have control over it. You can, like, you know, go find another job. You can knock at loads of businesses' doors, go on internet, ask your friends. You can find a job eventually. You can put action into it, okay? If you become overweight because you went on holiday, it was Christmas holidays, whatever, and you just ate loads of food, you can put action towards getting the result you're looking for. If you want to get gains, you can get the action, okay? But being bold, there is no coming back from it, okay? Going bold, it was the first time in my life I had no control over my future. My head was going to go bold whether I liked it or not. And that's a really, let's say, shameful thing for a lot of guys, because it's like, oh my God, I can't do nothing about it. And being a man is all about taking things into your own hand. Being bold is almost like the equivalent of being born rich and then it all being taken away from you, and there's no way, it's impossible to get it back. You have no control over that. So really, going bold is a loss of identity, and that really hurts a lot of men, because when men are like 10, 11, 12, 18, whatever, they look at bald guys and they think, oh my God, that will never be me. They don't really understand the process of, hey, little buddy, little Joey, that could actually be you one day. Like, you kind of separate yourself from those bald guys. Like, kind of like with cancer as well. When you see people with cancer research and that kind of stuff, you think that will never be me. You have to put that delusion into your head in order for you to actually kind of go through life and kind of be sane. That's the same thing with bald guys, right? So most bald guys think that will never be me. But then one day they wake up and they look at their head and they're like, oh my God, there's a bald patch there. Hey, it's actually going to be me. I'm actually going to be that bald guy. So then that's when they start to begin their loss of identity, because it's like, oh my God, that is not me, but actually it is me. So then you're in this kind of two worlds. You got the one world of reality, which is like, yeah, you're going bald, bro, and there's nothing you're gonna do about it. And then you got this other reality where it's like, oh my God, I see myself with this luscious thick head of hair with the perfect shape up, and life's gonna be great. So bald guys go for that loss of identity, and that really puts them into a big state of depression, because there really is no going back, because they can delude themselves into thinking that it will come back, but their brain and reality knows that it will actually never come back. So you're really living in these two worlds, and then only until you actually dive headfirst into the world of reality will you actually overcome it. But because I'll say it right now, when I go clubs, bars, parties, house parties, any social environment, there are very few guys who can outbeat me, okay? Usually, I would say about 95% of the time, and that's me being humble, it's more like 99.99% of the time, when I go to social situations, I am the life of the party. I am the one that everyone's following, everyone's dancing with, and that energy really has little to do with your looks, okay? It has little to do with how tall you are, little to do with how much hair you have in your head. It really has to do with the vibe you bring to the table. And the vibe you have to bring to the table is of, I don't care about my imperfections. I don't care what people think about me. I'm here to have a good time Everyone has their flaws, whether that be physical flaws, emotional flaws, financial flaws, whatever the flaws are, everyone has those flaws. But if you can channel your brain into the conceptualization of, it doesn't matter what flaws I have in this exact moment, I will still be this great, charming guy regardless. Women are going to flock to you. The problem is, guys put these little things in their head like, oh, she wanna like me, I'm bold. People don't like me, I'm short. People don't like me, I'm not rich. And all these little small subconscious thoughts that you have about yourself, they add up to changing the facial structure on your face. And you can literally, if you're good with body language of people, you can literally sniff and smell and see that someone has these insecurities about themselves and they're not really pushing themselves in the moment. But if you can clear all of that out and you can just think, I'm here for the moment, I don't care what flaws I have, I'm just here to enjoy myself, to enjoy this party, I'm not thinking about this, that, and you just clear your head, like make it empty almost. Suddenly, what's going to happen? You're going to turn from this frown to this like genuine, like, yeah, we're here for it smile. You've got, see the smile I'm having right now? You've got to put yourself into that mood all the time, okay? But the reason why a lot of guys that are short or have a bald head don't get many girls or whatever and have success with women is because they put all these stupid stories in their head, and this translates into their body language becoming poor. They slouch their heads down like this, they look down, I'm a low value man, I have nothing to offer the world, rah, rah. You've got to be, look how quick I can switch into it. You've got to be in like, yeah, I'm in that hype. Yeah, what are you saying? Like, love is good. Life is so great. Life is fun. Life is amazing. Now, even though life might be hard for you, because listen, everyone has their problems and everyone's going through their situations. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you have to be this fake guy which has no issues whatsoever and you're perfect. That guy doesn't exist. We know that. Women don't know that. But what I'm saying is, from moment to moment in normal situations, you have to X all of that out and bring your best foot to the table all the time. It's like if you're starting a new business and you're losing loads of money and you're broke at the moment. That doesn't mean you go to your pitches or you go to your client meetings with a screwed face, life is hard and broke. You still have to go to those meetings with a nice suit, dressing well, smelling nice smile on your face. You're ready to win that client. So it's not about being a liar or you're faking who you really are. It's about bringing your best foot forward to the table. Now, just like with clients, if they ask you more about your personal life and what you've been through, at that point, you can now open up and tell them about all the things you've been through, all of your shortcomings, all of your flaws, whatever, when it gets to that point. But initially, when you meet people for the first time, you want to be bringing your best foot forward. So you're going to smile and bring the love and the joy into the earth. You know, so many people that you meet, both men and women, when you talk to them, they just have this kind of like, I don't know, something's on their tail, like they got this cloud hanging over them and like life is coming to an end. You do not want to be that person. You want to be the person that when people come to you, you bring the most organic, warm smile to the table and you bring that love, peace and joy wherever you go. And the way you channel that kind of joy is kind of remembering all of the good times that you've been through throughout your life. Because no matter how bad life might be for you right now, there's always been a good time. Like everyone's got at least one special memory which makes them really, really happy. So what I want you to do is channel your brain into those moments and then bring that joy from your brain into your heart and then back through your face and your body language. And trust me, the way people are going to react to you is going to be completely amazing. You won't be beaten because so few people can do that. Most people, when you look at them, it's like, oh my God, everything's bad. You want to be the guy when people come to you, it's like this warm blanket of love and emotion and peace, okay? You want to be that guy everywhere you go until they actually ask you for more of what you've been through. At that point, you can now open up and say, yeah, life has been hard for me. I mean, the other day I was at a party and this is the key, guys, after we had danced, I danced with this girl, beautiful girl, oh my God, lighty, luscious hair, Again, hourglass figure. This is what I attract. I don't attract no, what do you call it? No dusties. I don't attract no dusties around here. Anyway, she was beautiful. We danced for like 5 minutes straight. Okay, at that point, she asked, Hezron, were you always bold? Tell me what it was like to go through. Then I opened up. But I opened up about it. I told her what I went through, but I brought it back to a positive thing. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I've been bold. Oh my gosh, I have no hope. Blah, blah. It was more like, I went bold. It was the hard part of my life. I overcome it. Here I am now. And you could just see the smile on her face just grow over time. Because throughout that conversation, I'm still keeping the smile on my face. Yes, I went through pain, becoming bold. Yes, it's not the easiest being short and other people are taller than you. And when you go in the train station, you can't even look up. Yes. But at the end of the day, what she is going to take back from all of that is he's overcome his challenges. It's not that you're bold or you're short that's holding you back. It's the fact that you think that it's holding you back. And that's making you think that you're going to get no results. The moment you think you're never going to win is the moment you'll never win. It's all about the brain. Everything for the man stems from the brain. That translates into the heart. That finally translate to bodily actions like winning, being successful, strong, confident, ambitious. That's why women love you for everything that they cannot see. Because biologically, whether they know this or not, subconsciously or not, they know that the things that they cannot see, the traits about you which are not visible, will turn into tangible wins at some point. So the fact that you're finding you might be turning into a comedian and become rich. The fact that you're ambitious will tell her that you're going to look after your family no matter what, no matter if you get evicted, no matter if you go broke, no matter if the world comes to an end, no matter if there's a war. The fact that you're good with talking to random people on the street, that tells her that you're good of status. You'll always be in the top level of the circle. It's all of the things that women cannot see which make you powerful. The things that you can see have absolutely nothing to do with you winning. Being 6 foot in 90% of things do not make you win. Having a full head of hair does not make you win anyway. I can't tell you, maybe except for modeling, but even then, I'm sure there's a few models out there that are bold and still good looking, you know what I mean? But that's one industry out of millions, okay? That's probably the only industry for a man where being bold is a disadvantage. And it goes back to that story I talked about in the beginning. The reason why I outbeat the guy who was 6'5", full head of hair, luscious hair as well. My God, his hair was like almost down to his neck and well groomed as well. And Lighty, the reason I outbeat him because he had no vibe. He had no personality. He doesn't understand what makes women tick. That warm, loving smile, interaction. You know, you got to do a bit of like wordplay of your words, how to be a great conversationalist. These things matter. If you're not actively working on how to be a great conversationalist every single day, you're out of the game. You can turn a woman on with your words alone. You don't need looks. You don't need a car. You don't need money. Because women, they love the mind. They love playing in the mind. They don't care about physicality. Women love you with their mind first, and then everything else physically opens up. Okay? So if you know how to work a woman's mind with your words, who can beat you? 99% of men cannot do that. That's why you've got to learn how to make kind of like those kind of like jokes where you're kind of like kidding around. Sarcasm, you got to use sarcasm to the max. If you can be sarcastic on the spot, on the fly, not these pre-programmed jokes where you find on the internet. No. If you can make contextual, sarcastic jokes, which go with the moment, which go with what she's wearing, which goes with her culture, and you can put that kind of joke into one thing on the fly everywhere she goes, who can beat you? No one. Now, if you didn't understand what I meant, that's on you. You're not quite there yet. What I'm saying is you pick up on what she's wearing, you put that into part of the joke. You pick up on where you guys are, put that in part of the joke, and you pick up on her family's culture. And if you put all of those elements into a joke on the fly, whoof, she's going to be like, it's such a good, because most things for most people every single day are just the same repetitive, boring motions. If you can come up with contextual wordplay on the fly all the time, it can't just be once. Once is better than most people. But if you can do this regularly with people, you're gonna be so loved. I mean, not only the women, but when you go to work, when you find clients, with your staff, everyone's gonna be zoning around you because you're that guy. To be able to do that, you have to have great knowledge on culture, world history, world events, the news, politics. You have to be well versed. Okay, so too often we think about all the wrong things in terms of what makes us attractive to women. Like, what clothes are we wearing? How tall are we? Do we have a six-pack? But really, we've got to go down to the things that most guys aren't thinking about, which is like, how knowledgeable am I really? Am I climbing the male dominance hierarchy? Do I know about history? Do I know about my culture? Do I know about women and understanding how women work? I mean, look, I'm well dressed right now. I'm wearing something really beautiful. I'm not ugly at all. But what I'm saying, all this nice dress or whatever, that comes last. I thought, even because I used to be fat, right? Because I used to have a motorbike. I got fat on that, Then I lost the weight within like 2-3 months on my bicycle. I realized that because of that, I got more confidence, which got me more girls. So I thought to myself, was it the confidence that got me the girls, or the fact that I lost the weight? So what I did, I became fat on purpose again. I went back and then I attempted to have the same amount of confidence that I had when I was slim. And I went to the club on my own. I did it on my own. This is what I do. This is how far I go, guys, to test my theories. And I went to see, would I get the same amount of attraction? And I did. I realized it wasn't about the physicality, it was about the person inside of me that mattered. All of the traits that dwelled deep inside of my heart that mattered. And if I could bring the vibe wherever I went and just brought that love, that energy, you've got to be energetic. But at the end of the day, if you can't be seen, it's like a business. If you can't be seen, then no one knows that you're there. So being great with women is also a problem of marketing too. And whether you're extroverted or not, you have to put your foot forward in order to be noticed, okay? And you do that, even though you don't have to be running around the world and going crazy, you still have to be a great conversationalist. You have to be talking high-level conversations like Picasso, like Shakespeare. I'm not saying you talk about neaky, nerdy stuff. What I'm saying is you're well-versed in culture. So when a girl tells you she's been to Thailand, you can talk a little bit about that. When a girl tells you she's been up north or she's been to this part of the world, you can talk about that with her. I'm not going to say you have to be a guru about those things, but you have to know a little bit about something. You have to be that guy where people can depend and trust on you because you're so well-versed, so well-rounded. You have to put that type of effort in, and only then will you see that being bold or being short really doesn't matter. Because if you can outperform guys on all the things that do matter, no one else in this world will ever beat you. This is the Hezron Springer Show.